our house today, and her name is Debbie, and she's from Quilts of Valor. She's going to present this honoree with a Quilt of Valor, which is given the highest honors of any military, except for the one that the president gives.
Medal of Honor.
The Medal of Honor. Sorry, I've had a brain fart the last few days. So if everyone would turn their attention to the stage, we'll have this person step up here. We'll have Deb present to him or her the Quilt of Valor.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Turn this over to Deb.
Thank you, Jeannie. My name is Steph Hutchinson, and I come today from the Quilts of Valor Foundation here in Southwest Florida to representing the Quilt Lovers Hangout in North Fort Myers, their staff, their customers, and over 10,000 quilters across the United States. And as a Quilt of Valor representative, it's my responsibility to inform others about the Quilts of Valor, to encourage groups and individuals throughout the state of Florida to join us in making quilts that honor, comfort, and heal our active service members and veterans that have been touched by war. The Quilts of Valor Foundation was formed in 2003 by a woman named Catherine Roberts, who had an idea about comforting veterans while her son was serving in Iraq. Since that time, we have awarded over 200,000 Quilts of Valors across the United States, Afghanistan, Iraq, and Germany. Our mission is to honor our service members that are serving actively and our veterans that have already served. This foundation represents one human being reaching out and touching another without judgment, reaching out with acceptance and with acknowledgement of the service the veteran has given to our nation under very trying circumstances. And we as a foundation will go wherever those veterans are. We don't need to have a very high-profile venue because you know what? Our veterans are here, right in plain sight. And so the foundation recognizes and acknowledges those war demons that have plagued soldiers from all the wars. From World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, the Gulf Wars, and Afghanistan. Our founder, Catherine Roberts, describes the Quilt of Valor as the civilian equivalent of a Purple Heart. Our quilts are awarded, not just handed out. This Quilt of Valor says thank you. Thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and the valor in serving our nation. And this quilt brings a three-part message from our hearts to Mr. Kevin Boyd. Mr. Boyd, we honor you for your military service. We honor you for leaving all you held dear to stand in harm's way in a time of crisis and protecting us from the effects of war. Our quilters know that freedom is not free, and the cost of freedom is the dedication of men and women just like you. And this quilt is meant to say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice. And finally, this quilt is meant to comfort you. It will remind you that although your family and friends cannot always be with you, you are forever in our hearts and in our thoughts. A Quilt of Valor is not a charity quilt. It's not a blanket. And if you're a quilter, you know that it consists of three parts. The top of the quilt is made with many colors, shapes, and fabrics, representing the many communities and individuals that we are. The batting and the filler of the quilt is in the center. It's the warmth that represents our hope that this quilt will bring you warmth and comfort, peace and healing. The backing of this quilt is the strength that supports all the other layers. It represents your strength, Mr. Boyd, the support of your family, your community, especially this Legion, who has nominated you for this quilt, and for our nation. Each quilt that holds these layers together is stitched with love, gratitude, and sometimes the very tears of the maker. Each quilt of valor is formed with loving hands that join their quilts together, and it can be fashioned by only one person or two individuals, and it comes from the combined efforts of many men and women at all different skill levels. This particular quilt was put together by the Southwest Florida Quilt Guild and was quilted by a member of our Quilts of Valor group, whose husband also served during Vietnam. And once we give you this quilt, you'll be receiving a quilted hug, and then now you become part of our family, and we become part of yours. And we believe that as we sow love, caring, gratitude flow from our hearts through our hands into the quilts that we make, and all of us as quilters want you to know you are forever in our hearts. Each quilt has a label that tells you a little bit about this quilt. And as of today, the story of this quilt becomes your story. And we hope that you will keep this quilt with you as a tangible reminder that there are thousands of men and women across this land who are forever in your debt. And it is our pleasure to honor you with this quilt. Kevin Boyd, for your service in the United States Navy. This quilt was made by the Southwest Florida Quilt Guild Walk of the Month Challenge, put together by Janet Lamott and Robin Harris. Now this quilt is now your story. If I may, you're so much taller than me.
That is very pretty.
Thank you. This is a card that says some of the information about what I read to you. This is a presentation case.
Okay.
That goes with your quilt. Please use it.
Yes.
Love it.
I will. And I won't let the kids get it.
Doesn't matter. It's washable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you, Deb. I know what the deal is.
God bless.
Thank you.
And this your mama here?
Yes.
It is my pleasure. Oh, wow. What a sacrifice.
Yes, Kevin, my oldest one, and my middle.
Uh-huh.
Army, Navy, and they made real
Oh.
That's what
They
I,
covered all the branches almost, huh?
yes, they did. And God bless
Oh,
everybody.
God bless you. God bless
Thank
you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. God bless you. Keep you safe. Yes.
Go on. How you doing, Caden? Now that we've totally thrown your day off,
Yeah, my day's been
that's why I was, trying to see if you were here, you got here. And where'd Deb go?
Thank you.